What's up? Welcome to this series. So we are on number 4, setting up the mocha framework to test the server endpoints. So without much ado, what we do, remember in the last video we installed the dependencies that we need. We have also used Express to set up a simple Express server. So what we need to do is to use the mocha and the shy and with this guy to set up our text framework. So what we'll do first of all is to start by requiring that. So we require shy or kai, I don't know which one is comfortable for you to pronounce. I call it kai or shy, I don't know. So we require shy, and then we need to require the kai HTTP so that it can help us to do a request to those endpoints. So we will get it. Also remember we exported our app here, so we need to import it so we can be able to use it to reference our endpoint in our server. So what we'll do, we call it app, then we require it. I think we need to backtrack a bit to get it here. Fine. So to use the kai HTTP, we need to add it as a use, kai.use. We add it there. Then we use one of these assertions. We use the should assertion to text the response we're expecting. So with that done, I think we have everything. This fine. So now let's write our first test suite. So we say we just call it maybe endpoint. Call it endpoint. We say test node.js server endpoints. So we'll give it a callback. So if it's successful, call back, and then inside the callback we need to define an it block, it function. We said we also need to give it a label. We say it should test node.js endpoints. Then we give it another callback. This callback expects a done parameter or other argument, and then with that we can now use the kai HTTP to make a request to our endpoint. Then we'll pass in the app, then we use the app to get our endpoint. We are using the get method, so we pass in the endpoint. That's it. So we just end it because that's just what we need. So we pass it, so we expect an error object and then a response object, and then what we want is to the response should have status of 200. If that all checks well, please done. Where that means it shows we are done. So please ignore this. Okay, this should be fine. So to test this, let's just write a simple npm script to run that test. So we might not be needing this, so we just use the kai program to, let's use this guy to report, not report, reporter spec. Then we need to add this guy. We say target that text folder. Everything in that text folder that starts with, that end with text.js, because we want to target this file. So run text on this file because it ends with text.js. If you have done that, you can now end this. So you can now add this flag to be able to exit this. If we don't add this exit flag here. If we set up the GitHub workflow, the text might not exist. I made that mistake when I was trying to I made that mistake before. So that is it. So I think this look good. So with that, let's see if we can run this text to see whether what we did worked. So we say npm run text. Cool. It checks out. So the text is passing. It's successfully texted this endpoint, and then we have set up the text framework to text that endpoint. So you can use this as an example to text your endpoint. Normally it is a simple project. Normally you're supposed to have your routes, your controller, and your model if you are really building a big enterprise project, but it's just a simple one. So yeah, I guess this should be it. So next we're going to now set up the GitHub workflow so that we can now trigger this text when this code is pushed to the GitHub repo. Okay guys,